reason we actually chose the Coyote for this car, obviously we know that motor very well. Ford actually owned Aston Martin in the 80s and 90s, so we thought it was appropriate to use that motor only because we understand that motor so well. Some of the things on this car, we're really trying hard to make it look a little more on the OE side than the hot rod side. You know, the hood will be open and you'll see a lot of stuff like an OEM radiator, which is like a typical plastic radiator that you'd see in an OEM car. You know, for instance, the brakes, we actually machined the uprights to fit the Corvette style brake on it. They're running a Porsche pin drive, which means obviously there's no lug nuts. It's a center nut that actually holds the wheel on, just like Porsche does.
One of the other things we're going to address here very soon is the glass in this vehicle. Windshield, that's been taken care of. We've got that here in-house. Side glass, the rear glass, we're going to have very shortly. Now, saying it like that sounds like a pretty easy thing. We've got some glass, we're going to put it in. It did not always go that way. So we've learned a lot, and we had some trials and tribulations as it relates to that glass. Most of the glass, the front and the rear, is modeled after the original Aston Martin glass, but it's downsized a little bit. So what we learned in talking to some very skilled, experienced glass people is that in cutting glass with this much curve, laminated glass, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and we found out just about all of those things that can go wrong for ourselves. We broke a number of pieces of glass getting this set up. We were able to water jet the front windshield, and we've got that all set and good. The side glass and the rear, we had to have made from scratch from molds. And the reason for that, specifically in the rear, there's a notch that comes down from the top and it's arched both ways. Well, if you start with a rounded curved piece of glass and you try to take out that notch after it's been laminated, so much stress is removed and relieved in that cutting process that the glass can't retain its shape. So that was something we learned, and that's part of the process with these builds, right? Is constantly improving the product. This skin is not placed on the door right now permanently. It can be removed. That's just clamped on in place. And the reason that we're doing that, we're going to hold off until we physically have the glass in-house, because any adjustments that we might need to make to the window track, to the regulators, to the up stops and down stops, much easier with the skin off of the door. If the glass is in and we no longer have access to that, it's very difficult to get to the backside. So having the benefit of being able to pull this off and work on it from this side is going to be really beneficial to getting this glass to go up and down in the best, most efficient way it possibly can.
You know, a lot of people think, oh, you cheated, you did it in carbon. Well, you know, it's really not. What we're doing is making something that's exactly the same as the other side, which would be very, very difficult to do in steel, to be perfect as far as side to side, because you can just mirror the part. But, you know, carbon's like, think of a potato chip. You know, you have this one A side. Well, you have to put a B side to it, whether that's in steel or another piece of carbon, but then you also have to mount it to something. It's challenging. I don't think it's cheating. I think it's the future, but it's exciting, and we're learning every day, and I guess that's what keeps us young around here, is having all the young guys push us to do something that's more techy than we were familiar with. So it's been really fun.
The tolerances to the car are very tight. We'll have less than 1/8 of an inch gap all the way around these bumpers, and that's the kind of precision that we can get when we CNC machine and design these components. Looking at the back side of these bumpers, you can see that we've machined in these 3 pockets here. That will be our mounting surface on the vehicle. So we've got a modular assembly that will then connect the vehicle to this and allows a pass through to the carbon fiber with a grommet, so everything's nice and sealed. And again, we get that really tight tolerance all the way around. So some more things we had to fabricate here in the back. You know, we've never built an Aston Martin before, so the deck lid position as it relates to the car is all entirely new, nothing that we've engineered. So we actually fabricated the trunk hinges for this vehicle, and this is what we've got. They're painted out. They work fabulously. They use the gas struts that we use on our other hinges, but that was another challenge, right? All the angles are new and different to things that we typically deal with. So from a fabrication standpoint, those are the things that really excite us because it's a new challenge. It's something to figure out. And when you get a piece like the deck lid opening and closing and latching flawlessly, like a brand new car, it's really a good feeling here in the fab shop, so we're excited about that. This is one of the exhaust tips for this car. So tip to tail, 3-inch stainless. We've got stainless bellows. We've got the Shelby cats up front. Those right now are getting wrapped in header shield as well as the headers. And the exhaust all the way back, like I said, 3-inch. It's got twin X pipes and the mufflers there in the center. And this is one of the tips. So these will drop in right here and they'll come through that carbon fiber rear diffuser. We've got a carbon fiber tip. These are all machined in-house. Beautiful stainless, all been welded together. Beautiful welds. And we're gonna leave this one in its raw stainless form. We feel that it really gives a race-inspired look. It's a vehicle that's designed to be raced, designed to be driven, and we're excited.
There's a lot left to be done on this car, obviously, in the time frame we have. We're excited to have it for Monterey and have you guys let us know what you think.